Almost all men don't realize that within just 1 hour of waking up, the body has silently decided. Will you start the day with alertness and strength, or fall back into a state of fatigue and sluggishness for no clear reason? Every morning, seemingly harmless habits like skipping breakfast, not moving your body, or immediately checking your phone screen can directly affect how blood circulates in your body, and that deeply impacts your sexual health, sharpness, and natural confidence. I'm Dr. Marie, a men's health specialist with over 20 years of experience listening to and accompanying thousands of men over the age of 50. In today's video, I'll share with you a morning routine of 4 scientific, concise, and completely natural steps designed to activate blood circulation, balance hormones, and sustainably restore male vitality. And especially in the first part, I'll reveal an important physiological truth that many people still don't know. This is the silent knot that weakens male health over time, even when no clear disease is present. But before we begin, I'd love to get to know you. Where are you watching this video from? Please leave a comment below. I'd be truly happy to know who I'm walking alongside in today's video. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos on men's health. If you have any questions about health or sexual wellness after 50, leave them in the comments. I'll gather them and answer in future videos. Now, it's time for us to uncover a foundational, yet often overlooked factor, one that might be the hidden cause behind your declining vitality without you even realizing it. Part 1. Blood circulation, the key puzzle piece in male sexual health after 60. Dear friend, many people assume that the decline in male performance after age 60 is mostly due to low hormones or simply natural aging. But the truth isn't entirely like that. According to modern medical studies, over 80% of issues related to sexual performance actually stem from a commonly overlooked cause: the weakening of the circulatory system. A healthy vascular system not only ensures blood flows to your heart and brain, but also plays a crucial role in maintaining sensation, response, and performance when needed. In other words, if blood doesn't reach the right place at the right time, no matter how ready your mind is, your body still stays silent. The root of this issue lies in a biological phenomenon called endothelial dysfunction. This is when the thin lining inside your blood vessels becomes damaged, reducing the body's ability to produce nitric oxide, a key signaling compound that helps dilate blood vessels and increase circulation. When nitric oxide is lacking, blood vessels become stiff, blood flow decreases, and physiological signals can't be transmitted properly. Everything is almost disconnected, and the body can't respond as it once did. Here's a simple illustration. Imagine a firefighter fully ready to battle flames, but the hose is clogged and has weak pressure. No matter how determined he is, he can't fulfill his mission. The same principle applies to male sexual health. The problem is that instead of addressing the root cause, many people turn to quick-fix solutions like instant boost pills, without realizing they only mask symptoms while the real issue quietly worsens. What's the good news? Endothelial cells can absolutely regenerate, and especially respond very well to natural stimulation when timed right. Among those, morning time is the ideal window to reactivate the circulatory system. Research shows that when done correctly, morning habits can increase nitric oxide levels in the body by up to 21% within just a few weeks, greatly improving circulation, sexual reflexes, and inner confidence. In the next section, I'll share with you a special story about a doctor who maintained a seemingly harmless morning habit for 30 years. But that very habit silently caused him to lose his health without even knowing. Dear friend, if you're still watching at this point, I truly thank you for taking the time to seriously care about your health. If you're still here, please drop a number 1 in the comments to let me know you're walking this journey with me. Part 2. Morning habits that seem harmless but disrupt testosterone and blood flow. To help you see more clearly how morning habits can silently drain a man's vitality, let me share the case of a highly experienced clinical doctor, Dr. Michael Harrison. For over 3 decades working in the medical field, he always started his day with a familiar routine. Wake up, drink coffee, quickly grab a slice of toast, take a fast shower, and head straight to the clinic. It was a routine he believed to be reasonable, consistent, and time-saving. But after turning 62, he began to notice something was off. Just a few hours into the workday, his mind felt heavy, his body tired, and his focus slowly faded hour by hour. At first, he thought it was just aging. But when he checked his health markers, he found a surprising truth. It wasn't his age. It was his daily morning habits that were silently causing his body to decline from the inside. What many people don't know is this: the time right after waking up is a golden window for male sexual health. From 6 to 9 a.m., natural testosterone levels peak. Cortisol rises slightly to activate the nervous and metabolic systems, and blood vessels become more responsive to circulation-boosting stimuli. In other words, everything you do in the 30 to 60 minutes after waking has a direct impact on how your body will function for the rest of the day. If you wake up and immediately stare at your phone screen, drink coffee on an empty stomach, skip drinking water or moving your body, then a chain reaction follows. Your blood thickens from dehydration, stress hormones activate too early, and low-grade inflammation begins. And worst of all, the production of testosterone and nitric oxide, 2 key elements for male sexual health, is shut down from the very start of the day. When these habits are repeated every morning for years, your body gradually forms a misaligned biological rhythm, affecting your entire endocrine system, circulation, and sexual response. Dr. Harrison's case is a prime example. No obvious disease, but just from an unoptimized morning schedule, he slowly felt like he was no longer himself. The good news is, you don't need to change your entire lifestyle to fix this. Just a few intentional adjustments in the morning are enough to reactivate the natural physiological mechanisms your body was already programmed with from the beginning. Right after this, I'll tell you another story about a man who once felt disconnected from his own body and his partner. But after just a few weeks of changing 4 key things in his morning routine, he regained the connection, the spirit, and the vitality he thought he had lost. Part 3. 4 small morning changes. Big impact on vitality and emotional connection. Gordon, 66 years old, used to work as an accountant and is now retired. His life after leaving the daily work routine was peaceful, but also dull. Each morning, he would sip a cup of coffee, nibble a few bites of pastry, then sit down to read the news or scroll through his phone. At first glance, nothing seemed wrong, but as he himself admitted, I felt like I was just going through the motions, like I wasn't really myself anymore. That sense of being distant from his own body kept building over time. His relationship with his wife also began to fade, not because of conflict, but simply from a lack of connection. Strangely, his health metrics were all fine. No high blood pressure, no diabetes, no heart issues. Yet clearly, something inside him was dying slowly, something that conventional medicine couldn't measure. When Gordon came to see me, we didn't jump straight into prescriptions or hormone therapy. Instead, I simply asked him to take a closer look at his own mornings. We started with a simple experiment, 4 small changes over the course of 3 weeks, easy to follow and cost nothing. They were: exposing himself to sunlight immediately after waking up, practicing 3 minutes of slow, deep breathing, doing light physical movement to wake up the body, and finally, having a nutritious breakfast instead of the usual light snack. The result: after just a few weeks, Gordon felt reborn. He woke up more easily, no longer felt exhausted midday, had a more optimistic mood, and most notably, his relationship with his wife warmed up again, as if they had rediscovered a long-lost closeness. And it wasn't just a feeling. His biological markers also shifted in a positive direction. Endogenous testosterone increased by nearly 18%, endothelial inflammation decreased significantly, and his blood pressure became more stable. This is clear proof that just a few small morning changes can bring surprising benefits to your sexual health and mental well-being. You don't need expensive treatments. You just need to start again with how you greet your morning. And if you're now wondering, exactly what steps should I follow? Then keep watching, because in the next part, I'll guide you step by step with specific actions, so every morning becomes a launchpad for a day full of energy and reconnection. If you're still here and watching up to this point, thank you so much. That shows you're truly taking your health seriously. Leave a number 3 in the comments below so I know you're still walking this journey with me. Part 4. 4 simple morning steps to reactivate testosterone and circulation after 60. And now we come to the most important part. 4 simple morning steps that have helped thousands of men, including Gordon, regain their vitality, alertness, and sense of control over their bodies after age 60. The great thing is, you don't need expensive equipment, you don't need a gym, and you won't waste much time. Each step only takes a few minutes, but when done properly and in the right order, they can trigger a chain of positive reactions in the body, from improving blood circulation and boosting hormones to calming the nervous system. Step 1. Get natural sunlight right after waking up. Within 1 hour of opening your eyes, spend at least 10-15 minutes in direct contact with outdoor light. Don't stand behind glass, don't wear sunglasses. Let real sunlight reach your eyes and skin. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is still many times stronger than indoor lighting. The reason is simple. Morning light helps reset your biological clock, regulating hormones like testosterone, cortisol, and melatonin. Not only that, natural light also stimulates your body to produce nitric oxide, a key compound that dilates blood vessels and increases circulation to the pelvic region. One study showed that people who regularly expose themselves to early morning light can increase testosterone levels by up to 25% after just 2 weeks. If you combine this with light movements like slow walking or stretching, the effect becomes even stronger. Step 2. Deep belly breathing for 5 minutes. Right after getting light, take a few minutes to practice diaphragmatic breathing, the kind of breathing that activates the parasympathetic nervous system and regulates hormones. It's simple to do. Inhale through your nose for 6 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, then slowly exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this 5 cycles per minute. You should feel your belly rise, not your chest. That's the sign you're breathing correctly. This not only calms tension, but also helps the nose and lungs produce more nitric oxide, leading to vessel dilation and improved blood flow by up to 20%. Just by combining steps 1 and 2, you're already activating your circulatory and hormonal systems within the first few minutes of the day. Step 3. Quick, proper movement. All it takes is one short exercise, 1 to 2 minutes each morning, like push-ups, squats, or climbing stairs, and you're sending a clear signal to your body. I still need strength. Just 8-12 reps at a slow pace with controlled movements, no need to sweat or exhaust yourself. The key is to feel your muscles being activated. If you find it hard, modify it. Push-ups against the wall, squats using a chair. The goal is to awaken your hormones, not to build muscle. Studies have shown just a few minutes of light exercise in the morning can increase testosterone levels by up to 20% if done daily. Step 4. A hormone-activating breakfast. Within 2 hours of waking, eat a real breakfast that nourishes your hormones, including quality protein, healthy fats, and essential micronutrients. A simple but effective breakfast. 2-3 boiled eggs, a few avocado slices, some stir-fried vegetables in olive oil, and a few berries like blueberries. If you rarely get sunlight, consider adding vitamin D3, about 800 to 2,000 IU, a micronutrient vital for maintaining testosterone and energy metabolism in men. When you consistently follow all 4 steps, your body will automatically reboot, from your biological clock and hormone balance to your emotions and your connection with yourself. You don't need to wait months to see results. After just 7 days, many people have reported noticeable changes. More alertness, more energy, and most importantly, they feel like a man again. Not just through physical reactions, but also in the way they look, speak, and carry themselves. And once all 4 steps become a familiar part of your morning routine, something magical begins to happen, not loudly, but through a series of quiet yet lasting transformations. In the next part, I'll show you why just maintaining these 4 small steps consistently allows your body to automatically trigger a range of positive physiological responses, so you can truly feel the return of vitality, confidence, and natural masculine strength. Part 5. The chain reaction, when 4 small steps create lasting positive physiological responses. My dear friend, the most important thing I want you to truly remember is this. This is not a short-term tip or an instant energy boost method. What I've shared with you is a process, a way to restart the natural physiological system that was already perfectly built within you, but gradually forgotten over time due to age, pressure, and unhealthy habits. Imagine this. When you expose yourself to morning light, your blood vessels begin to dilate. As a result, blood circulates better, oxygen is delivered to every cell, and your body starts to feel alive again. That sensation naturally urges you to move, to step outside, to do something, no matter how small. And this light movement will help you fall into deeper sleep at night. Deep sleep, in turn, is the crucial condition for testosterone to be produced steadily. And when testosterone is balanced, you will naturally feel healthier, clearer, stronger, and regain your zest for life, for work, for love, in the most natural way. Medicine calls this the positive physiological feedback loop, a chain of responses in which just one small change in the morning can lead to comprehensive improvements in hormones, emotions, and physical health. I still clearly remember a man named James, 63 years old, a retired construction worker, who came to me in a state of exhaustion. He said he no longer felt inspired by anything, his old hobbies had faded, his mind was tired, and he had no energy to care for himself or those around him. But after 6 weeks of consistently practicing the 4 morning steps, he started to change, slowly but surely. He began waking up early without an alarm clock. He went out to the garden to fix old wooden boards and prune forgotten plants. He spoke with more joy, and there was a sparkle in his eyes again. And he said something I will never forget. "I don't need to be 20 years younger, doctor. I just want to feel like I'm truly living, moment by moment." No pill can bring that feeling. Only you, with small, consistent changes each morning, can make that happen. Studies also show that just 8 to 12 weeks of maintaining the right habits can naturally increase free testosterone, improve insulin sensitivity, and raise morning energy levels to a level comparable to someone 10 to 15 years younger. However, what you need to remember is, you don't need to be perfect every single day. Just maintain the routine around 80% of the time, and your body will handle the rest, thanks to its already miraculous biological systems. Don't expect results overnight. Instead, treat each morning as a small opportunity to gradually accumulate meaningful change. You might not notice it right away, but after a few weeks, you'll feel your heartbeat more stable, your emotions more balanced, and in your eyes, there will be a renewed clarity, confidence, and presence, something you may have thought was long lost with age. And once you understand the biological mechanism behind these seemingly simple transformations, you'll realize something very important. You, not anyone else, are the one reawakening the manhood that's always existed within you, just waiting to be properly activated. In the next part, I'll reveal a secret that many people never even consider. It's the reason why some men do everything right, but still don't see the results they hoped for. And I'll also show you one small adjustment, something that seems simple but could make a huge difference in your natural recovery journey. Don't skip it, because it might just be the final piece you've been searching for. Part 6. Why you're doing everything right but still not seeing results. A hidden truth few mention. We need to speak honestly with each other. Not everyone who follows the 4 morning steps consistently feels a noticeable change after just a week or 10 days. Many people start off with great enthusiasm, doing everything correctly each morning, yet still ask themselves, why hasn't my body responded? The answer isn't that you're doing it wrong. And it's not because your body is incapable of recovery. It's because your body, after being neglected for a long time, needs a little more time to regain trust. It needs to be convinced that the positive signals you're sending each morning are truly reliable. Think of it this way. If for many years you've been living in a constant rush, sleep-deprived, skipping breakfast, replacing water with coffee, eating on the go with high sugar and empty carb foods, then your body has grown used to a state of abandonment. Now you've started doing the right things, waking up earlier, exposing yourself to light, deep breathing, light movement, and eating a nourishing breakfast. But to your body, this is a sudden shift. And just like someone who's been abandoned before, it needs time to see if this time is truly different. You can imagine yourself like a commander issuing orders to an army that has stood still for years. Even if you give the right commands and take the right actions, they remain still, staring at you with doubt. Is this really different from all the previous times? And there's another element, rarely talked about, but one that has a profound effect. Your inner mental state. After 60, many men carry the heavy feeling of losing their vitality, confidence, and manhood. They don't often speak of it, but deep down, there's a lingering sense of discouragement, resignation, or self-doubt. And when belief in the body starts to fade, the signals from the brain to the internal organs also begin to weaken. At this point, even if your actions are correct, they become mechanical, disconnected from your true emotions and physiology. That's why I always emphasize, sustainable change doesn't come from behavior alone. It must start with a shift in your inner mindset. Every time you stand under the morning sunlight, you're not just activating hormones. You're quietly sending yourself a powerful message. I'm not finished. I'm starting again with myself. In neuroscience, this is known as the neurobiological trust feedback mechanism. It means your body must be convinced through consistent, repeated daily behavior. And only when that repetition becomes steady and persistent will your body begin to cooperate again, naturally, without being forced. So if by now you still haven't seen clear results, don't rush to conclude that you've failed. Maybe your body isn't weak. Maybe it's just quietly waiting for a little more persistence before returning to its natural rhythm. And to help you accelerate this process, I want to share a very special discovery, something that has helped hundreds of my male patients significantly improve the effectiveness of their morning routine. It's just a small adjustment to how you end your morning, but it can double the results of your entire recovery process. I'll reveal this simple yet powerful secret in the next section, the final part of today's journey, where you'll find a lasting foundation to fully reclaim your body and your vitality after 60. Part 7, the final key, ending your morning the right way to double your recovery results. There's a small detail that's often overlooked, but it plays a major role in determining the effectiveness of the entire process. How you end your morning. It may sound simple, but if you've already diligently done all the steps, exposing yourself to light, deep breathing, light movement, a full breakfast, yet immediately dive into a whirlwind of stress afterward, the benefits you just built up could be wiped out in an instant. I remember very clearly the case of James, a 63-year-old man I once worked with. In the first 3 weeks, he followed the morning steps very well, but still felt his spirit quickly decline. We reviewed everything and discovered a familiar habit. Right after breakfast, he would turn on the TV, read the news, check work emails. These seemingly small actions caused his stress hormones to spike, enough to blur all the positive signals the body had just received. That's why I suggested he try one small change. After breakfast, spend 10 minutes with no electronic devices, no work tasks, just simply sitting still, strolling in the yard, or reading a few light pages from a book. Surprisingly, after just 2 weeks, he noticed a clear difference. His mind felt sharper, his energy lasted longer, and most importantly, he felt reconnected with his own body. This didn't happen thanks to any new medicine or exercise, but simply because the mind and hormones don't function separately. They are closely linked. Even a little stress is enough to derail biological signaling. But if you end your morning with intention and stillness, your body will retain all the positive signals and continue to build on them throughout the day. This is also the core principle of the journey to naturally restore male vitality. You don't need to do a lot, but you do need to do it right and consistently. Seemingly simple acts like morning light exposure, deep breathing, a healthy breakfast, or a few quiet moments are the very soil where testosterone, nitric oxide, and other essential hormones can take root and grow again. If you've made it this far with me, it means you're not just looking for a quick fix. You truly want to regain full ownership of your body in a sustainable and holistic way. And to help you truly internalize this journey, I invite you to look back at the 5 touch points that form your recovery chain. Imagine each step as a kind of physiological fruit that you're planting each morning in your own body. Light awakens your biological clock, breath stabilizes your blood flow, movement reminds your testosterone it's still needed, breakfast delivers the right fuel, and a moment of stillness helps your body remember that you are living consciously and intentionally. When these 5 elements come together, you're not just restoring a single function, you're rebuilding an entire internal ecosystem, from hormones, circulation, and the nervous system to your emotional landscape. If today's sharing has brought you value, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so I can continue to accompany you through other helpful videos on men's health after 60. Thank you for spending your precious time listening. Take care of your health, slow down each morning, and let your manhood speak at the right time, in the right way, just as it has always been ready to do, deep inside you. See you in the next video.